Wow. Thursday, the 26th of March, 2026. You had it circled. You had it circled for months now, but here it is, finally. That was the tremendous work of our dear colleague Emma Carroll, bringing that montage. A bit spine-tingling now. Adrian there, a second ago, reported having pins and needles. I thought it was himself. I thought it was a medical emergency.
No.
You're just reading from the comments. It's a bit different, this show today, right? As you can see already in the running order. So I'm going to go through deep breath who we have on the show this morning. We have Matthew Brennan. We have Roddy Collins. We have Andy Reid. We have Stephen Doyle. We have Phil Egan. We have Peter Coonan. He of Love Hate fame. David Wilson, Ben Symes, Owen Sheehan, Stuart Byrne, and possibly more besides. Dara, we do well and truly have the big names here because we have Gigi in an unusual position, centre mid.
Centre mid, yeah.
Today.
Also the way that's framed, it looks like he's
little boy in school. And you are here for part one, of course, because you were going to join the party.
I am, yeah. I just saw the scenes last night and was like, that video of the two lads getting their heads banged in the pub. I was like, I need some of that in my life.
You immediately booked the tickets. Immediately.
I got to be there.
There's no A/B testing this morning. It's the real deal. It's Adrian Big Dog Barry. We had to get you in.
In the spirit of the pins and needles, bum, 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 bum. Oh my God, the comments come through so quickly. I can't keep
read them all out. Like
one here.
Good luck with that. Keeping up with them today.
I'm severely just waking up. Mr. Une Baguette, bonjour. Just waking up in Prague, severely hungover. We go again for breakfast.
Yeah, I don't expect any of the crew that we sent to Prague to be available for the breakfast show, even though they were booked for it well in advance and warned that we're going to need them.
What percentage of those names that I read out do you think will all be on?
Zero. Stuart Byrne is a professional. After that, I'm like, lads.
Oh, well, Roddy will be on because he has to plug a show. He has to plug a show tonight, so he'll be on.
People not in Prague, and the people not in Prague, and I mean exclusively our team in Prague.
Yeah. Oh,
do I expect them to be croaking on the mic in an hour? Maybe. We'll see.
It's here, DSN. It's IRE versus CZE, I'd say it'll be, will it?
Yeah.
All right, look, we've been asking all week.
Get that out of the way nice and early. Just
Oof. I've been asking all week, right? It changes all the time. I'm gonna start with you. So how are you feeling now? Day of.
Class. Cannot
You're
wait.
feeling class?
Yeah.
We're going to win a normal time?
No. I think it's at least going to extra time, if not penalties.
But we will prevail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I tell you, comes down to penalties. We have a penalty expert in goals.
The ebb and flow. I'm in the bit where it's like, oof, all week the blood surges and you're like, yeah, we're going to do it, and then you have the Czech, CHECK, where it's like, oh no, might not happen. I'm just in a bit of that at the minute, and that's fine. It'll come, it'll go, and also it makes no odds. How we feel makes no odds in the outcome.
Of course, yeah, but that's the worst part about the anxiety,
Exactly.
isn't it? You can't control it, but you want to control it so desperately much.
Couldn't sleep properly last night. Couldn't get sleep.
You were so excited. Legs going 90.
Woke up in the middle. No.
Is that excitement or anxiety?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Like it's proper big time.
Yeah, it is.
I know. Yeah, it is.
It's proper big time.
Could you finish the sentence for me? It's the biggest since.
Well, Stuey said since '88, and like 2002 was going to be bigger than all of that because we had one of the best players in the world, and then obviously that got taken away from us, and so and that totally ruined that World Cup for me. Everybody's talking about like the Germany moment is great and everything, but it was still like half-hearted for me. I couldn't actually ever get back with that team because of what had happened. Whereas and the Denmark game, a 1-1. I've talked about this before. The anthems, the 10 minutes before kickoff, the Aviva was rocking. We started so well, and then we got annihilated. But up to that point, like if that team had gone to the World Cup, I think we'd have had a good time. But I do think so much has happened to football in between. Like the organisation needs it, the people need it, the team needs it. Don't know, did you hear Hamer with Ben last week? And he was talking about Stephen Kenny, unprompted, about how he'd given a lot of these players the opportunity to play. And I was like, this guy, he gets it. He's been around to all the League of Ireland clubs, and it took him a while to get it, but he got it. And all of that coming together, the Euros in 2 years in Ireland, the opportunity for corporate Ireland to row in behind. I was my daughter's just started soccer, and there was like 50 under 11s and under 12s in the East Wall on the other night in the rain. I'm like, this sport they need something to get behind, to rally behind. It's pretty incredible. And so that's what's at stake, you know? It's at stake for Czechia, keep getting that wrong. Like their country has fallen out of love with this football team, we're told. And yet they're like a storied football nation that used football through decades of oppression as a means of expression. You know, they're a brilliant country that has artistic, photographic, literature, musical history that it rivals us, right? And, you know, any other day I'd be like, oh, you guys, I really hope you qualify for the World Cup, but it ain't going to happen if we do it. And even if we win tonight, we're not guaranteed to go through. So, but yeah, bring it on, because it's like, it's unbelievably important.
It is amazing, isn't it? The feeling around this, and it's a semi-final.
Yeah, it is a semi-final.
But it feels like the moment.
It's a semi, yeah.
It feels like a cup final, though, yeah.
And also, the football matters more than everything else. Like, not to, you know, if the Irish rugby team win a World Cup, it'll be great and we'll all enjoy it.
Yes.
But the football team...
Yeah.
Adrian?
Well, as somebody who was in Italy in 1990, about August time after the tournament was over, on holiday.
Right. That was extremely disappointing.
Yeah.
What a live review. That's amazing.
I don't know. Like, we 2-1 is really where I think this is going. I don't think there'll be extra time. I think that we've obviously proven now we can score goals. Hopefully they'll come from the obvious source. Maybe some others will start and we'll knock a couple in there as well. We've also shown that we can concede early goals and we can keep clean sheets. So anything you want from that category, absolutely fill in the blanks. But I do think that, like, there is a strong possibility of conceding here. But like, no panic, I suppose. The thing, a bit like Dara, I woke up actually Monday morning. I woke up and I thought, there's something a bit different about this week.
Yeah,
like it's geez, we're here.
But you know what? We knew this was going to be the case for months leading into it. We knew this, right? And then it actually arrives, and it still feels bigger again.
I never thought it was going to come around. That was kind of, you know,
it
was just
and that there would be some more bad stuff. Like, a lot of bad stuff has happened. Our main central midfielder and, at the start of the campaign, our best striker are gone. And we're still feeling like, no, it's grand, we can deal with that.
And the man who assisted the winner is gone for this game, Liam Scales.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, I think that is a factor. Sure. Geez, I mean, listen, we've all rewatched it a million times, but I watched the highlights of the Hungary game. There's a full game, not available, or not that I could find.
There's
at
10
least.
minutes. I think there's 10 minutes on YouTube.
There's a 10-minute highlight package, and just rewatching that, like, I mean, just the unlikeliness of the whole thing. The desire out of him hasn't been spoken. It has been spoken about, but not enough, really, because of the quality of the finish and the desire of the man himself to get there. But, like, that's the two touches there. His reaching over the two Hungarian defenders to get the faintest of touches on it to knock it down for another faint touch. Like, there's something beautiful about all that.
We were watching this back the other day, right? It was like the referee could have blown his whistle.
For what?
The ball was for full time. The ball was cleared and it reaches Kelleher, right? And so there's 5.25 minutes. Yeah, so Dominic Szoboszlai has a chance to actually put
But I think there was a delay because in commentary, was it Dara?
They were cheating.
He said, oh,
so
there's 30 minutes to play.
Yeah. Because when you're out of context a few months later, it's like, this game's going to finish here. And then Kelleher does. I mean, Kelleher's fascinating talking about that moment was like, because it looks so precise how he finds Scales. And he said he was bricking it about under hitting or over hitting that ball in. So he just banked on his technique. And he also talks about that Szoboszlai moment after the goal. That he said, if his ex-Liverpool teammate had taken a shot there, he was pretty sure that was going to go in because he was so nervous. And Szoboszlai at the last second feints to cross it in because it's 3 men at the back post and Kelleher collects. And I watched that back like yourself, Adrian, this week, and there's Nathan Collins does this amazing thing where he doesn't break momentum after Kelleher collects the ball and just continues looking at the fans and just that celebrating. And then it's over. And you've been well enough thinking about it.
And you forget Jimmy Dunn should have scored before Parrott scored.
Johnny Kenny.
Johnny Kenny.
Yeah, but he should have,
Johnny Kenny.
Jimmy Dunn in the middle of the celebrations, all right.
Yeah, he was he was present.
Brilliant
run. Save though.
On that. Unbelievable save.
That was like Emi Martinez in the World Cup final.
Phenomenal.
And Adamida was going mad in the middle. It was like square it. But he had to go for it. Go for the near post. You know? What time's your flight, Ger?
This morning,
This morning, okay, very, very vague there. A man who wasn't so vague about his travel plans, the complete opposite actually, was our dear friend Matthew Brennan, who this time yesterday, I think was live from T1 in Dublin Airport. He's been many places since. Matthew, good morning.
He's all picture, no sound.
You're on mute, Bo. It's only 2026 and you're still on mute. What's going on?
Mute. He's shaking his head. He's not sure. He's like, I don't know how this
He looks like a man. He looks like a fresh man.
He's shaking his head.
This is not a hungover individual.
I should be working, no?
Croaky.
Matthew Brennan, come in live and clear.
We can.
Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go.
Right. The lads have me muted. That wasn't on my end, and I wouldn't mind. I opened up with a line saying, hopefully, my audio is a little bit better this morning than it was in 3-1 yesterday.
Yeah,
I had to listen back. I had to listen back, and it was. You weren't underestimating the how bad it was, but we got here in the end. And I think.
Did you get a championship haircut in the meantime?
No. Just
just
always looking this fresh, Jerry.
Right. You know? Yeah. And listen, we have many people following.
I'm actually up a while.
Do you? We have. Or are you? We have plenty of social media followers, of course, who would have seen your journey on Instagram. But for those who haven't, talk us through your last 24 hours. It's been quite a lot, as the kids say. Yeah,
it has. I started off, obviously, in Dublin yesterday when I was talking to you in the airport. Went from there to Newcastle, smooth enough journey, packed with Irish fans. Bit of a rough landing.
I heard this. What happened at the landing?
Yeah. No, you'd have to ask the pilot. I'm not entirely sure, but it was fairly rough. Like it was just a heavy landing, but it was grand. Par for the course. And then landed in there. Bit of a kind of a delay, not a delay, but what you call like a layover for 3/4 an hour or so onto a flight to Wrocław in Poland. Hung around there for an hour or two, and then on actually probably the longest train journey I've ever been on, 4.5 hours. It was grand. It was actually very enjoyable, and Irish fans there along the way as this man insists on parking his van up directly beside him. If you can hear that, but it was good. I got into Prague last night at about 10 o'clock or so, I'd say. So 18 hours in total, but I certainly wasn't the only one travelling that route, and probably even some more bizarre routes alongside it too.
We've seen all these pockets, Matthew, over there, including from yourself and many, many others that are obviously out there en masse from the various fans around the city, and it looks like the entire place is taken over. But obviously, it's really hard to get a sense of that from these things. The Irish bars are jammed; they're focusing in on the Irish fans. But Johnny Alien arrives into Prague this afternoon. What's the what is the actual visual of how many Irish fans are actually around?
So we're staying pretty central in Prague, and a couple of my mates, and we walk from the train station, which I'd imagine if people are coming in from elsewhere, like some of the guys who I met yesterday who are spending the night in Poland, they'll be coming that way, and it's quiet enough as you leave the train station, but as soon as you get anywhere near the square, it is as you see on social media. Rarely something actually does match up to what you see on social media, and it was packed to the rafters last night everywhere. And it's in terms of density of Irish pubs, there's a serious amount of Irish pubs over here. So all of which were difficult to get into last night with the amount of people that were there. But
is that why you're so fresh, or were you dedicated to the role, Matthew?
No. We got involved in the occasion, of course, but nothing too out of pocket, I had to be up this morning. We, amongst the chaos of our journey over, we forgot to buy water, so I was said I'd tip out this morning and have a stroll around and pick up some water to keep us going until later on. But it's very quiet here at the minute, naturally, as you'd expect. It's obviously we're an hour ahead over here, so it's 8:45, and I've been strolling around here, I'd say, since 7:30 or so, and I'd say calm before the storm has never been more appropriate. It's very quiet.
You've made Johnny Alien feel very welcome anyway, and possibly Jared too. You'll be joining Matthew very soon. Jared, can you feel it? You're more excited now talking to someone on the ground?
I'm interested to hear about you, whether or not the ticket hunt has been successful. Have you begun it properly? Are you making peace with the fact you're not going to this game? What's the story? I mean, look, I would absolutely love to be going to the game, but I've absolutely made peace with the fact that that's highly unlikely. I came across a lot of people yesterday. I was talking to Owen last night on the show, and talking to people on the planes, on the trains, in between stuff in the airports, all that sort of stuff. I didn't come across one person who had a ticket for the game, and I also didn't come across one person who was particularly
disappointed by that. I think people are happy enough to just be here for the day that's in it. I'm sure they would all love to be going to the game, but there's a lot of talk of a serious amount of Irish fans getting themselves into the home end. So there's definitely potential for a few tickets to be floating around. So I'll keep an ear out, but I don't think. I'll have a look, but I'm not going to.
We've been asking you about the price you'd pay, right? And there is a warning. We were talking about this the Irish fan liaison officer has said, don't be buying PDFs because it's more than likely a copy of one. But on the ticket reseller sites, where at one point somebody said the price was 60 grand, and then we were like, oh, it's 700, and then it was 500. Now it's 280.
That's mad, that, yeah.
276 for the lower tier.
Would you roll the dice at 280?
What's the like I don't know the ins and outs of it. Like, if I buy that ticket for €276, can I just walk in and watch the game? Is that how that operates, or is there a chance I get there and they go, you're not getting in?
Well, just don't be wearing your jersey.
Yeah, but like when they turn around to him in Czech and go, oh, hey, welcome to the game, are you looking forward to it?
Grunt in a knowing way, according to Colm here. He made pals with some Czech fellas in the pub, and he grunted and nodded.
They were talking.
They definitely won't be onto that.
They were talking to me in Czech, and I just timed it perfectly and went, huh, yeah. They kept talking.
I know.
So they were like, yeah, definitely, mate.
But I did want to ask that, Matthew. But it sounds like, and you're, obviously with all your travels yesterday, you're not there that long. You might be able to find out a bit more today. But just that bit around, I have a ticket. It's not for the away end. What are my chances of getting in?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's sort of what I was asking myself there. Yeah. I actually don't. I don't know. Like I had heard initially about the ID stuff and that the messaging from people was that don't bother don't bother trying to get them, because you're fighting a losing battle there really in terms of getting in. But it seems as though that has changed, and I wonder if that's purely because they have struggled to really sell this place out. On the Czech front,
Get that Prague Hibernian fella from the show last night to do the negotiation, although apparently he can't even order a beer in Czech, according to his pal. So, but his buddy must be able to negotiate this for you. So,
but you'd also want to be like, if you're going to the trouble of going over there, as Matthew has and many others, right? You've got your green stuff with you. You're going into the stadium. You're going to have to bite the bullet there and leave the jerseys somewhere. There's no point in trying to sneak it in the jocks or whatever.
No,
it's not happening.
No, that's fine.
Bite the bullet.
Yeah,
it's fine. Cutters it doesn't matter. It's the singing.
Where are you there? Are you just off the main square? Or where are you?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. I couldn't tell you precisely your location, just because not because I'm trying to hide on, but I actually don't know.
I know
these places, but there's cathedrals around it. Actually, it's a cliche thing. Everyone says it about Prague, but I haven't been here before. But it is it's quite nice. It's absolutely freezing. I will add that.
Is it?
Oh, is
it?
But it's crisp. Like it's a crisp morning. But
your mommy's watching at home. Put a coat on you.
She is worried sick about you, Matt.
And no Under Armour or nothing. What's going on?
Yeah, I was intending on just wearing the jersey, but that had to be written off fairly quickly.
If you knew anybody heading over hypothetically today, Matthew, your Staro Pramons, your Budvars, what's the any recommendations there for somebody looking over to let the handbrake off for the afternoon?
Staro Pramen was my beer of choice last night, and it was decent. I didn't venture outside of that.
Rocket fuel.
It's a safe bet. It's a safe bet.
Is it?
Safe pair of hands.
I think so.
6.5%, 7% in. I'd be like, stay away. Get some water down.
I've gone through a serious amount of water this morning, but I think I'm fairly fresh after my few Star Pramen last night and a lot of travelling. So I think they'd be all right.
Do you know what? There's about diagonally across from you there, I think, from where you're sitting, there's a great Irish bar, right, just off the square. And I can't remember. It's actually the other. I think it's the other side there.
Yeah, it's called Waxy something.
That's
Waxy?
That's the one. Yeah,
Waxy Dara.
That's a great spot, right?
Yeah.
Now, have you anywhere in mind? Have you a plan?
No, and this is the thing. A lot of people we met last night bumped into. We're talking about going and getting in somewhere for 1 o'clock in the day, 2 o'clock in the day, even, to make sure that they're in a decent spot for the game.
Too early.
I thought the same, but that was the talk, and it was the general consensus that if you're looking to get in somewhere, you're taking a big risk there as far as actually getting to see the game. But at the same time, as you say, there's loads of Irish bars around. But that one did catch my eye. Just I thought the
Waxy O'Connor's. I've looked it up.
Oh, it's not the Dara. Okay, right, wow.
It's just off the square. It's good. You like it? Intimate.
Owen Baguette says, Mr. Owen Baguette says he paid €32 for an away end ticket. Carl Daly says, me mate got 2 tickets for €560 each.
That's, they're coming down. They're coming down. There's a couple of websites, Ticombo, and the other one is Viagogo. 325 quid.
Popular one. It's not bad. Like, it's not terrible for the occasion that it is. Like, and
you're talking yourself
really
into it. Go for it.
I'm not. I don't think I talked myself out of it. I was just an acceptance that this was.
I think Jared's saying it's expensive, Matthew. That's the inference that I'm taking from that.
Yeah, listen.
You can give him the BC code there, Adrian.
What's the plan today? What's the schedule?
I'm going to head back to the.
He's going drinking. Did you not just hear? He's going drinking at 1 o'clock.
But I love his schedule. Go for it.
And then I'm going to go and get a big breakfast.
John Hartson here.
A big breakfast. We'll take it from there. See where the day takes us.
What sort of a breakfast now would you be looking at?
Some crunchies.
No, I would say just an old full Irish, something like that.
Just an old full. Waxy O'Connor's is getting hit. I'd say the amount of full Irish that Waxy O'Connor is going to serve out today now.
They do it well.
Oh yeah, we were in one of the pubs last night, and I felt terribly sorry for the people behind the bar, because I don't think they expected what they got last night as far as the amount of people there and the amount of drink being bought. They ran out of glasses. They ran out of vodka, I think, at one point, for some of the lads were telling us. So it's it's you can imagine how busy it is over here. And I'd say you're right. I'd say
the heady mix.
Dish out this morning.
The heady mix of black pudding and fart. That'll be the smell of the morning across the Irish pubs of Prague.
You didn't see those lads getting their heads bet off the Matthew, did you?
I can't say I did now, Adrian, no.
The fellas on the 2 lads with the old war helmets on them, and they were no,
I didn't. No. You did see some good stuff. There was a lot of very funny kind of posters with like Ireland flags with Hammer Halgers and printed on it, like you've just been flossed by the dentist, and Troy parrots, you've just been pecked by the parrot, and all this sort of stuff. So there's people have gotten creative with their.
Did you play you didn't play the chant you're trying to get going yesterday?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, the one that the guy did and sent it to us. We'd have that, do we? We have it somewhere, I'd say.
Maybe.
It was yesterday we were going to do it.
Maybe, yeah. It's doing rounds. It's not bad, it's not bad.
Come here, I have a question for you. What's the... You were half raving about the Waxy O'Connor full Irish there.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's just good, like, it's just, because when you're abroad, you don't know what kind of quality of sausage you're going to get. Like, but you're going to get you get a sausage rasher and black and white pudding, toast, bit of beans if you're partial to it,
hash brown
if you want. It's there.
I
think it was there. Yeah. And they do. Do you know what? It's a great city for coffee. For this time of day, it's very good.
Actually, that's a good. That'll do me the world of good now.
Yeah, very good.
Go coffee hunting. Yeah.
All right, before we leave you go, what's going to happen, Matthew? Like, I'm just going to ask this all throughout the show, because I don't know if people's feelings are changing as we're approaching. But what do you think?
I think we're going to win.
Go on.
Well,
no, I think we're going to win, but how that goes about it, I don't know. I think there's possibilities for anything to happen. That's very much sitting on the fence, but it could be a drab 0-0, tight 0-0, nothing really happening, and we get a late one, or we could go down early. And I feel like this is these teams are on a very similar level, I'd say, and I wouldn't be surprised with any outcome, to be totally honest. But I'm very intrigued by these reports about Harvey Vale potentially starting. I'd be very keen to see how that lineup looks with him in it, and go make yourself a hero if he does start.
All right. Well, hopefully the rockiest part of your journey has already happened. That landing in Newcastle, which I do want to hear more about. I've heard.
You've been on that. Anybody who's been on a Ryanair flight knows exactly what he's talking about.
No, but you see, I've been on several Ryanair flights.
It's just
quite smooth. It's quite smooth.
I know, but there's also like 50% of them are.
It's a down. It's a lean forward. It's a come back up, and then it's another bounce back down again. And
you've been it. You know it.
Who was that manager that probably got asked? So why did you lose today? But the other team scored more goals. Do you remember there's a famous clip that does the rounds?
Is it Ollie and Brady?
Matthew gave you a nice smack down there at the start.
What?
You want to ask the pilot?
Well, I mean, that's true to a point, like, but I wanted a feeling of what it was like, as a passenger. And Matthew decided to blame it on the driver, the driver of the plane.
You did obviously get the long straw by going to the Prague, but you've also missed out. You've also missed out on all the Easter eggs that Pals Cadbury sent in. So everybody's out doing the live shows for Cadbury's, because they'll be gone by the time you get back. I'm not going to. We'll put some aside for you. We won't.
You can add that to your match ticket on the BC, Matthew.
Yeah, I'll add a few krona on top of it.
If you were the pilot of that plane, let us know. We'd love to have you on, chat about that landing. Otherwise, Matthew, all the best.
Come on.
Enjoy it.
Good luck.
Thanks for hopping on.
Cheers, lads.
Enjoy the breakfast, document it. Wow, the comments are flooding in.
Wow. Will I
please
get a few involved
give us the best
here? DK, mainstay of the YouTube comments first.
Yeah.
Finally, match day arrives and the big dog is in the OTB house. Adrian, who's your daddy, Barry?
A lot of calls for Adrian to come back for the quiz, but he's a coward.
The problem with Adrian is...
Why not? Come on.
No, this is your... address the comments now.
I've seen the standard of the quiz. When I was on the quiz, the beauty of the quiz, right?
Guy, he seems like a nice guy.
So you can't talk about the quiz here.
I've gone on quizzes several times.
I also haven't finished my point here.
When I was on the quiz, the secret sauce of the quiz was having a bit of crack. The secret sauce of the quiz now has been like a unbelievable sports nerd. So
no, you're just jealous of Arthur.
You couldn't compete with Arthur.
Yeah, but that's
you look like a mug. He's Man City at the prime. He's Dublin in the prime.
Arthur's
that's why you gotta go.
Is the knowledge.
He's Kilkenny in the prime. All rolled in.
People like you for your entertainment value.
I'm glad you're not involved in the Irish squad, because we wouldn't be in this qualifier. If someone like you had that mentality in that squad,
I'd be picked in every squad. It'd be good to have her on the squad, Dara. That's but he never started. He wouldn't be in the 11. You see,
are we all kind of swiping on each other because we're all a bit nervous?
No, I'm not swiping at anybody. I'm complimenting the quality of the quiz, and I've no place in it.
You should go back on it.
You should go on it.
I've been on it.
Yeah, but once maybe. No, that's 7 years.
Incorrect.
How long are you here?
I would say.
How long are you around this place?
At least
years around this place, waffling.
At least 7 times. Do you know who's been on this show at least 7 times? Roddy Collins. Roddy, good morning. How are you?
7.
At least. Minimum.
700, Roddy.
It's on the last 15 years, lads.
At least.
He's only a young fella.
down in that festival.
All the festivals, Roddy. It's only available when there's someone to drive him around in a little golf cart. It's like, you should see the rider.
Me and the Paul Howard fella bumping into the electric picnic. What's the crack? Everything good, yeah?
Yeah. What do you think? What's going to happen?
Oh, you never know. It's going to be a cliffhanger. Every emotion we're going to go through, because it's a one-off situation. The stakes are so high, And, I mean, people are talking about different selections. I wouldn't even go into selections. It's the mentality of the group of players going in to handle every different scenario that's going to be thrown up to them. There's going to be highs, there's going to be backs to the walls, there's going to be game management, there's going to be a hostile atmosphere. It's just whatever the whole, packet that comes at you, you have to keep calm, keep alert, and keep focused and be on your game. And it's going to be a long night, and everybody's talking about try para. Well, I'd prefer a nil-all on the 90th minute, to be quite honest with you. And even if it went to extra time, if we don't concede, the most important thing, obviously, if we don't concede, I'd back my house on us to go through on penalties because of Kelleher. And as I said, it's going to be a grueler. I mean, I'm looking at everyone in the airports going out, and it brings you back to Italia 90. I was there myself, and it was a different scenario. But I don't think people have realised. We got 2 great results, the last previous results, and it was not all down to Troy Parra. However, he was the catalyst in finishing off the limited amount of chance that we created. So people need to come down And it's like, as I say, going into a boxing ring, get that gum shield in and be prepared at certain times. That's not going to go your way, to bite down on it, dig into the depth of your boots, but keep that concentration. That is vital. Keep the concentration levels. And hopefully we come out the other end. Please God. Please God.
You're come this evening, Roddy, right? You remember the Katie Taylor video that Andy Farrell had streamed into the Lions? Do you remember that a few months ago? There was this big deal made about how it inspired them. I think it was around the second test. So Hamer rings you this morning, Roddy, and he says, listen, I need 30 seconds, 45 seconds of Roddy goodness. I'm going to play it to the team in the dressing room beforehand. How are you geeing them up?
Well, I would say I wouldn't have to G them up. That's the opposite, quite the opposite. It's not G'ing them up is the problem. It's keeping them down a peg, you know, because it's no good going out there and flying for 20 minutes and then the crowd, they weather the storm and then their crowd takes over. Maybe our crowd takes over. I would say, lads, be calm, be focused, be alert, be ready for the first 20 minutes from them. And if they did score in the first 5-10 minutes, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, because it's going to be a non-slot at some stage. And if it comes to first 5 or 10 and they score, plan achieved for them, early goal, crowd on their side, still going to be a long night for them. So what I would say to the lads, I'd say, boys, this is a magnificent situation we didn't see ourselves arriving in. It's a bonus territory. Get out. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. There's no need to be afraid. Express yourselves. You know, this can be the catalyst of your whole career turning point. There's players there that might accept we're championship players, and stats might say there's championship players, but there's always a turning point of somebody that go, no, hold on, I'm a little bit better than that. And tonight could be that night for one or two individuals. But as a team, no one is going to get a 10 out of 10 tonight. So if everyone gets a 7, and if someone's having a 5 or a 6, you dig them out. First 15 minutes, someone having a few mistakes, dig them out. Stick together. This game is going to be won and lost from the bench, in my opinion. It's how the manager, and he seems to be a calm fella, and I have great time from him, how to get through the first 20 minutes, then how he assesses what they're going to do for the next 20 minutes. Then another 5 minutes before half time, there can be a lull depending on the score. Then how you come out the second half. Will he make changes to address something that he might have seen positive in the first half to go for it? The second half, that's when the tenseness will come in. Do you throw in your experienced players that you have on the bench? I don't know what your selection is. And say, right, let's get this to the final whistle without conceding a goal. That's vital. And then the pressure comes right on top of them. And then when that happens, you have to educate your players. When the pressure comes on top of them, you're winning. You might not be winning on the scoreboard, but psychologically you're winning. So let's step up a gear. Let's put the foot in the throat and let's go for it at some stage. You're going to have to go for it at some stage. And also I would tell them, fellas, if Queevy and Keller doesn't get injured, please God, and it goes the full distance, we're favourites to go through. So you give a big picture so that at any given time within the 90 minutes plus, there's no mindset of, oh, Jesus, that's the end of that. And we've showed that we have the character, the resilience, and the ability to go to the like they talk about margins. You can't describe margins. I was coaching today of the third goal against Hungary. The Scales header. He stretched every sinew to get a glance on it. Troy Parrott was on his way, stood on the end of his boot. You highlight that. That could come in the last 10 seconds of extra time. You've got to be prepared to not ever, ever give in, drop your concentration, or believe it's lost at any given time.
Are you not that bothered about who makes up the midfield and who supports Troy Parrott?
No. I'm more concerned about our back five, goalkeeper and back four being solid. Whatever happens in front of them will be a bonus. You know, team selection will come. I mean, you might go for the two sitters in front of the thing and go, not negative, because Troy Parrott, you know, he doesn't play with his back to goal. You can play him in from a distance, off the shoulder. Ideally, it's nice to get the ball up the pitch, which we will do at certain times. So I would be more solid in the central midfield starting off, and then you'll find out how the game is going, how they're adapting to it, and then, you know, not too early, but then you go, right, let's go a little bit more adventurous here. Whether you're a goal down or you're 0-0, and you think, I think there's an opening here to take this in the 90 minutes or the extra time. So look, it's going to be all about game management, and different players for different types or different scenarios in the game will dictate the final outcome. So it's a huge night for the manager, a huge night, but he's earned it. He deserves to be in the situation to prove who he is. And yeah, that's the way I see that, you know.
You said something interesting there about finishing with your experienced players. And I when you say it like that, it makes a lot of sense. It's like maybe Robbie Brady comes on with half an hour left to go, and then if we are heading to extra time and penalties, you have a penalty taker on the pitch. But it is somebody with game nous, which actually might lead to him starting the inexperienced players. And he's like happy enough to do that. So,
exactly, Jared, I'm 100% on that one with you.
Because actually, I've only come to that now that you've said that, because all week I'm like, well, you don't start the inexperienced players because the occasion is too big for them, and you're running the risk that they are overawed and like, oh, I'm playing international football. But actually, maybe the right thing to do is to get them out there, give them 40 minutes, 45 minutes, see how they get on. If they're doing great, give them to 60. But if they're not working, you can sit at half time, you hit the emergency, and you go, okay, experienced lads, come on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you on that one. And the inexperienced players, they won't have the fear. They'll have the enjoyment and the adrenaline be pumping, and they won't bottle it, right? They won't bottle it. Where if you put one in off the bench, it's a huge, bigger pressure on a player to take an experienced player off, put an inexperienced player on to, give him that pressure. I'd agree with you on that one. We should be finishing this game, I believe, with the most experienced 11 we can put on that pitch within reason of positional and tactical plan. And, because it's going to come, as I say, if we can get to the 90th, thereabouts, late in the game and it's still 0-0, they're going to have a right goal. There's no doubt about that. And that's when they call on the heavy here, say, right, lads, we can see this one now. You see, you'll know after half time, 50 minutes, 10 minutes into the second half, how it's panning out. It could go pear-shaped. It could go pear-shaped early. We hope not. That's why the key for me is the clean sheet. 100% the clean sheet. And I don't mean that in a negative where we park the bus. I would never believe that. That's not for me. However, not to be too adventurous.
Roddy, why? This sounds like a really stupid question, but I want to get the emotion of it. Why does this feel so massive? Because we've had occasions like this in the past. We've had Wales and Cardiff. We had the Estonia playoff, wasn't it, before Euro 2012? We've been at the Euros, like 2012 was a disaster, but 2016 we had our moments. But this feels like one of the great weeks of Irish football in the build-up to this match. And to put a damper on it, it's only the semi-final kind of thing. Do you know, if we win this, we have to go again next Tuesday. But why does this feel so absolutely huge, do you think? Is it because of what happened against Hungary?
100% Portugal and Hungary. The momentum is there. The belief is there. The squad is maturing. They are young, a lot of them anyway. It's maturing, and the public can see this, right? And it's not going out for a sing, so I know they'll have a bit of crack, but there's a huge belief that if we get through this one, Denmark back home, it's another one-off. However, it's, how can you say, I'll tell you what, right? It's probably that. We're all probably doing too much of that in front of the Sacred Heart. And we're getting this belief and a unified belief with the whole nation coming from the players, by the way, that makes it so big. And the other side of it is, which I don't want to be, an optimist, pessimist, but a realist. If it doesn't go our way tonight, the belief will still be there in this squad of players for the Euros. So I think it's the start of something good. I think it's a good squad of players and a good young players coming through. And I think people just see this. And as I said somewhere last week, it's a massive, massive time for Irish soccer. Like Italian 90 all over again, from the point of view of the renaissance in the League of Ireland, the reignition, I would say, of people's interests that would not be football people is all back. And that's why it sounds so big. The game itself, as I say, when you go to a cup final, forget about the crowd. Forget about the consequence. Forget about everything. Come in as if you're playing in the school playground, but with the most intensity you can bring that. And whatever happens, happens. Because, you see, you can get carried away. We played in a Wembley final once, Millennium Stadium, and I gave the players a walk on the pitch before it. Not one of them looked at the pitch. Not one of them looked at the dimensions of the pitch, the grass, nothing. They're all looking at the stand, looking up, and in their mind imagining what's going to be like with this 60,000 or 50,000, the crowd, this, that, and all. And then they collect on the pitch, and that wouldn't probably happen, the experienced players we have, but it could. Yeah. So what we're saying and talking about here, hopefully the players are not hearing any of it. They're in their own little bubble, which I'm sure they are. They're not stupid. They've shown us that. And I think it's a brilliant. I would love, for any of my family or friends, family, kids or whatever, to have the opportunity to be involved in that squad and experience one of the most unbelievable experiences ever. Good, bad, and different at the end of it. It's a brilliant life experience. And for football, it's a great learning curve. And hopefully we will be heading to the final in Dublin. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picturing you there, Roddy, with a box of props just for whatever moment arises that you've got something at hand, the Sacred Heart and others.
No, I have that all week. I had it last night. I done a little thing last night in the house, right? And I lit a candle in front of it. Now, I'm always in White Friar Street lighting candles, Well,
a lit candle goes a long way.
Well, not that many candles. The further guy goes to White Friar Street.
Come here. You just touch on it there, right? Because I think the thing that everybody's reaching for today is the true picture. And it sort of ties into the new deal that Hallgrimsson was given, obviously, as well. But the true picture of where this Irish team are at, because I think that obviously everybody looked at the early parts of the group stages and thought, Jesus, this thing is going backwards. And then we see what happened over the last couple of games. And people are unsure about, was that because of the pressure of the games that were there? And, you mentioned the Liam Scales tip on and the stud on the end of Troy Parr's boots. Did that just come about because this, the chips were down and this was something we needed? Or is actually this an emergence of a new personality of an Irish team? What is your...
No, it's not. It's the birth of a new personality. You have to go through these times and these emotions to realise that it's possible. People can tell you, don't give up, blah, blah, blah. But when you experience that as a team, it becomes a reality. And then, that adds to the belief, the confidence, everything else. Was it a desperation? I think the Portuguese result was a massive... we were massive underdogs and would be 9 times out of 10. That was a massive result. That could have been the start of it. And then when you go back to back, you go, hold on a minute. We're no mugs here. We're capable of this, with any given moment. So when you come out with 2 results like that, you have to be ultra confident in, I wouldn't say the ability of the team, in the, how can I say this? In the structure of the unity of the team to get through these moments. I know that may not sound like a football term, but in life terms, this is a life situation that you look around you, he won't let me down, Skeds, you won't be playing, but someone will go up the stretch, I'll chase down, he'll try and put his foot in it. We might bring on Oyeda, who'll run down the chance when we need to hold her up. We might have John Kenny if we're pinned in, we need pace over the top. So players aren't stupid. This is the how can I say? It's like, I always go back to boxing because that's my other sport. And how many times have you seen somebody on the ropes, late in a title fight, they're finished, boom, they come out and throw a right hand, win a title, knockout. That to them, go back, they sit down on their own. How did I do that? Well, this is how I done it. It's the same with football. It's the same with any walk of life, in my opinion.
Byrne done 17 years ago this week against Cordoba in the point on the canvas twice at least, maybe even 3 times, and he ends up knocking him out in the 11th round. The point you made there about even if we lose on Friday, because Colm's been making the point all week that there'll be an extreme of response. I actually think I'm more in your camp, Roddy, that even if this team, so long as they don't get spanked, right, that they've gathered people to them over the last 6 months, and the fact that I keep going on about this, but the Euros is going to be in Dublin, that there's an opportunity for this team, even if they don't make the World Cup, it'll be heartbreak, right? But that we've made so much progress that we're not going back.
Absolutely. And I thought, Jared, the timing of the renewal of the contract release was brilliant. It was brilliant. Great. And, I have to give the FBI credit for that. Great tactical move, because it gives the players going into this game and hopefully the next game the trust, the reality that they're going to be with this man. They have to perform. They have to they have to give everything, which they will anyway. That's a gimme with Irish players. But and there's a good squad of players and a good young squad. Honestly, I've been saying this, and I have to give a big shout out to Stephen Kenny, because he was the man that developed a lot of these players, whether it was through design or his choice, the way he wanted to manage the team and the detriment of the results. But we're going to bear the fruits of his work now and in the next few years. So it's a accumulation of, the whole lot. But I think we're in a very healthy position. And win, lose or draw on Friday, it's a massive learning experience for all these players going forward. Whether it goes against us and they go, well, we had done that different or this different, they go into the next situation in the Euros. Well, we learned in that one, let's go in that one. And it's all about growth. And I think we've a squad of players that's capable of growing. And as you say, with the supporters, they're all behind them. The manager, I think, is a good man. I listen to him. He's very savvy. He's very easy to listen from a football perspective. Doesn't go on with any bull. And I think we're in a good, healthy position.
Tell me, Roddy, are you a good watcher of games?
A good watcher?
Yeah, when you're not at the event itself, no?
No. Oh, no. I throw pillows at the telly. I shout. I actually, my wife videoed me watching Celtic a couple of weeks ago.
I saw it.
And I looked at him and went, mother of God, I wouldn't do that in the dugout. I wouldn't do that in the dugout, lads. Yeah. But, you're at the telly and you're shouting. And it's mostly tactical with me. I see tactical stuff, and, I mean, who am I? But I see it and I go, Jesus, But, no, absolutely horrendous. Ireland, Dublin and Glasgow Celtic, my stomach, and any of my family boxing, my stomach is doing somersaults. I'm actually nervous now. I'm on my way to Mountjoy, by the way.
Yeah, you were saying that to me yesterday. What's happening?
No, I'm not bringing me toothbrush. Now, don't be worrying about me. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm going down to do 2 hours, 2 different wings with the prisoners. So I'm going to sort out the drones, the phones and all the bowl boy prisoners. I'm going to be putting the bowl steps today. I'm going to have a chat with them. And then tonight, if you don't mind me mentioning, lads, tonight,
please.
Myself and Keith Tracy have tried this new initiative. I'm trying to rob them off you, lads.
Yeah.
To do with the biggest inside screen ever being used in Ireland for a live game.
And
I want punditry in front of the camera, like the crowd can get involved. They can ask, well, what do you think of so-and-so? And this is a new initiative, And maybe Newstalk might sponsor one of them and come with us. Jerry, you and the lads come in. You can come up and, yourself, do a little bit on the stage. But it's something I believe in. It came in with the Wimbledon project years ago. And I sat and had a meeting with the people that wanted to do it. They were going to do the live games and blah, blah, blah. And it never happened. So I said, right, I'm going to have a go at it myself. So myself with a promotions company are first. Our maiden voyages tonight, lads. So,
well, best of luck with it.
Yeah. Yourself, Keith Tracy, Al Ford and Willow White, is it?
RTE won't give me any punditry. Verge won't give me any punditry. So, the old saying, get out and do it yourself. So I'll do it yourself. And I know the answer to they can't sack me. They'll make a hack of it. They can't sack me.
Where's this on, Roddy?
The Bonington Hotel. And can I just raffle or something off 5 pairs of tickets? Can I?
Go for it, Roddy. Yeah. I think you just did.
Yeah, but a question. You asked a question.
Colm's the king of questions.
On the spot, like a question.
The question to the listeners.
All right.
I'm not good at this.
Okay,
The question to the
Grant.
listeners.
Who scored the winner for Ireland against Wales in Cardiff in 2017?
He was on the show yesterday.
All right.
Calm down here. I want to get rid of these tickets. Who scored the last hat-trick for Ireland? Who scored the last hat-trick for Ireland? That's the question.
There we go.
Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? You do, yeah. Great.
I do, yeah.
All right.
087 180 180 is the WhatsApp number to enter if you want tickets for Roddy's gig tonight in Bonington. Roddy, that was class.
Nice one.
Enjoy it.
And whoever the winners are, I'll greet them at the door. Just give them my number.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Come on, Rod.
Enjoy Mountjoy.
I've a guess for us for 9:30.
You do, Aidan? You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep it.
Handy for producers to know. Embrace and make it happen. Irish Independent. Lift our country, lift our people. The Irish Daily Mail says Fortuna favours the brave, says Mirror Sport. Gates of Eden are open to settled Ireland, says the Irish Examiner. Czechia or law is my favourite this morning.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
very
Where's that?
good.
On the Sun.
Sun,
yeah.
man. The Sun. DSN is back.
Rupert Murdoch. Do you think Murdoch? Is he up at
Maybe,
that one? What?
yeah.
What? What's
Yeah.
this? Oh,
Do
if only we had your
do
mic
we?
up though.
There
There you go.
All right, I've another one for you, Adrian, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Whose jersey is Adrian wearing?
This jersey
It's almost like you planted it.
is
That's from Alan on YouTube. That's
is a
from
man
Alan.
who's been in the news a lot recently.
Adrian's burner account.
Over the last week or so for his comments in reference to a very popular Premier League manager, Liam Rosenior.
Called out last night by Wayne Rooney at the gig.
Yeah, Kevin was.
Does Kev
for
know
his
this?
comments.
Are
He's
we-
not. I
are we-
kind of felt.
Well, I can tell you that Kev listens
Are we
to
breaking
our
news
show
to Kev?
every
That's what
single
I'm
day.
saying.
He does.
Kev's
I
on
kind
his
of
way
felt
into
I
work
wasn't
this
going
morning.
to mention that, Ger, but there you go.
Wayne Rooney is like, what did Wayne Rooney say about him?
Anyways, match worn. We can throw that picture
You
up
get in
again.
the flight, you think you can say what you want.
Croke Park. I'm not sure that is exactly Croke Park, but it may be.
It is, yeah.
Croke Park, 2009, first leg of the France game. Number 3, Era.
Was it Croke Park?
Was it Croke Park? That's actually, now that you've just said it, I'm
What's the
No,
day?
we're-
What's the
I'm
day?
going off his word here.
2009.
Yeah,
We're back at
40.
It's definitely that
We'll be
game.
back at the
That's the
Aviva.
right game.
I think we were back, weren't we?
Era v France,
09.
No, it's Croke Park. It's Croke Park.
19th of November
Yeah,
09.
14 November 2009.
Don't miss stuff there. Match worn jersey, let's say. Could be the second or third jersey, but let's not worry about that. And yeah, the great Kevin Kilbane. I saw there wasn't a lot of love for it in the comments. There was a lot of people sort of saying it was bottom of the pile of the four.
Yeah, I have that one for you. So Dennis Ryan says, love the clobber, lads. Colm a clear winner here. Then Ger, then Dara, then Adrian. Now, after hearing that information, maybe his...
I think
his
Dennis,
I feel-
is it
Yeah,
Dennis?
yeah. Mine was just
Authentic.
lying in the corner there. but
It's pure
Yours is the
pure
tag.
aesthetic he's going off.
2017. 2017.
How much was it? Is that the price on it?
Is it 69 or 99?
To be fair,
Is there shop security looking for you, or did you get
69,
that? Tags on there. You go to the airport.
other than it being a match worn jersey, I would actually agree with Dennis.
It's not a great colour.
It wasn't one of our
That's not
classics.
a great.
But no
shade
sponsor.
of green.
Great.
I'd always
Yeah.
associate it with Kilbane as well. I
always
must
like
say.
that.
That colour green there on
Is it a-
DSN is nice.
Is it a medium?
I don't like
it's,
that one.
it's a bit skimpy on you,
Is it
Adrian.
about-
Yeah, but you have another
T-shirt
layer underneath.
Exactly,
don't
yeah,
you?
layer
We should give
Mine's
a shout
extra
out
large,
to our colleague Ross Flanagan.
Ross has sorted us out with it.
Ross Flanagan has actually dressed us this morning. Really, I mean, like half of the studio
Ross.
here is dressed by Ross.
Ross,
Totally,
happy
yeah.
that
Dressed
there's
by
gonna
Ross.
be
It's a nice little ring to it.
the forever scented
He's a
by you
designer.
lads
Yeah.
afterwards.
Anything else
It gets
we
hot in
have,
here sometimes.
DSN?
Loads
Yeah.
coming
Give us
in.
the best if you can.
Watching
Boohig.
from Melbourne tomorrow, says Hugo Fallon. A lot of lads will be an hour late for work.
What time will it be?
Did you see the lad from Melbourne who was
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
mad, isn't it?
I
Oh, he
just,
went
I
the
just
whole
Stephen
way.
Ireland on it.
Crazy.
And I was like, what? You fake the family medical.
Yeah.
We all were like, oh yeah, anybody knows what you're talking about? If you know, you know. And we were like, well, I do know. It's like, was it? Had he come first? Anyway, sorry. It's like,
Kevin Roberts says, I've never been so excited since 2002. I was only 9 years old and I remember it like it was yesterday.
This is mad,
Come on,
isn't
you
it?
boys in green.
It feels that way. It's kind of crazy to think. Like we've been to
Yeah.
the Euros. You all went to the Euros together. You did the whole thing. That was class.
The Holland
Italy
game.
was.
The Holland game in 01, I feel
big.
similar. That's how I feel about this because I'm so excited about that team and Keane's performances, and we were total underdogs that day. And as the game state went, we were a man down and we should have been beaten. We weren't. And they had like world-class players everywhere.
Like that point about the momentum bit of, and we're not sure about where this team is at. And I think that is true. And we'll know a little bit more after tonight. And then when we beat Czechia, we'll know a little bit more after Tuesday night. But it's not entirely true either that the momentum is still there to a degree, in that your man has been banging in goals left, right and centre. And Caoimhin Kelleher has been like one of the signings of the summer.
Yeah, but I suppose it's what happens in between, isn't it?
In between the lines. Yeah.
Well, look, there's definite green shoots, except the difficulty after the Thierry Henry handball game. I remember that night being ebullient about the performance and thinking, wow, this is what it's going to be like from now on. And it wasn't.
Well,
it wasn't.
Very similar dynamics, obviously, in that there was a lot of criticism of that team for the way they were playing, and then suddenly the chips were down. They had no option but to go for it, and they went for it hell for leather and proved them to be a different.
The one caveat to that was that they were all aging out at the same time. This group are now aging into their peak years together, like 24 to 30.
Yeah.
For the vast majority of this team is going to be their absolute peak, and that's the majority of them now at the moment. So you would hope, to Roddy's point, that some of them feel like, actually, I can play lower level Premier League as opposed to lower level Championship. And if 5 or 6 of them got into that level of football, that would be in the aggregate, a quantum leap forward. Suddenly, instead of being in the 60s in world football, we're in the 30s in world football, and we're qualifying as a matter of course for tournaments.
Well, I just hope we're not seeing it. I hope we haven't seen a desperate team in the best possible sense.
Yeah, but
as opposed to what we're actually going to see going forward.
In that desperation, have they realised that they're actually capable of doing that? Yeah. Or was it simply a question of, in that moment, something happened? Like, the Portugal performance is actually almost more important than the one that comes after it, because it was controlled and aggressive, and obviously it was a home performance, so it's slightly different. But I don't know, you do feel like we're on the precipice of something great. But the thing that tips us over is qualifying for the World Cup and having those extra friendlies that sell out against no-mark teams. It's a massive injection of more jobs for the FAI.
What's the story with that team, that they go to Armenia and they have a performance like that, and then they perform like they did at home to Portugal, which wasn't like liquid football or anything, but it was a containment of some world-class talent. So they have
a lot of world-class talent.
They have the ability to do both.
You say containment, there was a good bit of fortune in that game as well. They did create some brilliant opportunities, and for whatever reason, there seemed to be a magnetic field around the goal. Not all to do with Caoimhin Kelleher. If the goal was extended about a foot all the way around, we'd have been about 4-2 down.
We do play well against good teams, or we don't concede massively against good teams, except when we got hammered by England and had a man sent off.
Well, at half time that was grand.
That's the thing. I do.
Well, so where do the Czechs fall in that category?
Look, the difficulty with the Czechs is that we don't know enough about how the new manager is going to set them up and how they're going to respond to that. But I don't know, did you see the interview? Aidan Fitzmaurice did it with a guy who had his leg broken by Kieran Clark in training at Villa. Villa had signed him for 7 or 8 million, and he looked like he was going to be great. Kieran Clark breaks his leg in training, and he essentially ends his career. Mm-hmm. He does play on afterwards, but never recovers to the same level again. Has not forgiven Clark for it. Really good piece. He was saying that he heard Hallgrimsson talk about the bastards in the team, and he was like, "Yeah, we didn't have enough. We don't have enough. You guys will definitely have more." And then he started to go, "But actually, this guy's a bastard, and this guy's a bastard, and this guy's a bastard." And I was like, actually, he's talked himself into it, that they will be physically, as well as technically, there's going to be a mix of them tonight. That, to Roddy's point, if we win this, it's going to be grueling last minute. There's Roddy calling now, yeah?
Roddy ringing. Oh, that'd be about now. I think that would be about.
Right.
You better go.
Will we give the audience a clue as to our we'll throw out a few clues as to our half-nine guest?
It is Kevin Caban, isn't it?
No.
Clinton Morrison.
No.
Andy Lee.
It's less for you than it is for the audience. So I'm going to throw out clue number 1 now, and we'll give out a number of clues over the next while.
Ray Darcy.
Goalkeeper. Leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Paddy Kenny's going on.
Obviously, you have some information.
I think I know.
Cluxton.
Oh, I know.
I think I know.
Wayne Henderson.
Pope.
I can't reveal. It's not the Pope, no.
We wish you well with some lovely messages about your travel arrangements today, Ger. Luke 26788 says, enjoy your direct flight to Prague, Ger. And then someone else on the comments too says, I'll see you on the plane.
See you there.
Robbo, I think it was. And then other people have looked out the flight schedules to Prague today, so you will be watched going through the airport.
Right. Couple of
And
scoops.
make sure you say hi to them.
What's Richard's character? Scoops. Have a few scoops. What's Richard's character? The German.
That's not Richard. That's Barry Murphy. No, Scoop Monsters.
Yeah. Is that Barry Murphy?
Yeah, he plays Gunter.
Gunter, yeah.
Yeah.
Few scoops.
Is that Barry Murphy? Yes, that's Barry. Yeah. No. It's
scoops?
we're all about the business.
Really?
Airport pints, as I said yesterday, vastly overrated.
But airplane pints are an entirely different kettle of fish.
on the plane.
No, I think plane pints are terrible.
You need a
coffin.
You need a private jet to be comfortable.
A 33cl can to make you feel as if you're...
At 8:31.5 a.m, we wish you well. Safe travels. In the meantime, here's David Wilson
quiz tomorrow.
speaking to some Irish fans. That's absurd. See you tomorrow.
Sponsored by Central.
Right, lads, we're here outside Sally O'Neill's Irish pub here in Prague with a few lads that have made a fair long journey. Lads, where have you came from today?
Wrocław. Wrocław, yeah. Poland.
And so you flew to Wrocław, and then how did you get here?
Flew into Wrocław and we rented a minibus and we drove down, 9 of us. Drove down, only took about 5 hours.
Not so bad. And I suppose, what's the plan of action to get here? Do you have tickets or what's the crack?
Gosh, we'll see how we go. Hopefully get a few tickets. I have the boots in the bag just in case. Fucking someone pulls up.
Yeah, we're gonna have a few people out tomorrow. What's on the flag here? Tell us the story about this.
It's Leigh Village, Sox FC. We won the Dundalk Winter League there. Man behind the camera. Mastermind behind it all.
That man would be Darren Moran, the director of football at Sox FC. Lads, you just won that cup. Who scored the winning goal? Was it what was it? Penalties or what was it?
Penalty shootout, extra time.
He missed the penalty.
I missed the penalty, but Sean Flynn scored the equaliser, 90th minute. Went on, no goals next time. Sudden death, he got the winner.
Right, I suppose that was maybe the main course, but the starter. But the main course tomorrow, Ireland against Czechia. What do we think really of? Do we think we're going to win and have something to look forward to next Tuesday?
Yes, we're going to win 2-1. Nathan Collins header in the 90th minute to win it 2-1.
What makes you so confident?
Just there's a good vibe, good buzz at the minute.
It's Dave Wilson speaking with his buddies, is it?
I don't know. We'll have to check in later when he's on the show. But
Nathan Collins header.
Yeah, it's quite similar to the Cavan accent, but it's a bit more I don't know, a bit more pronounced.
What sort of an accent do you have, Dara?
I've been told my accent has been neutralised. Having lived in Dublin. Yeah.
When you moved here first.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, I've been here like 5 years now. So
there you go, boy.
There you go.
So you're back live. It's live here on a very, very special Thursday morning edition of Off the Ball Breakfast. It is the 26th of March, and that date has been ingrained in the minds of Irish football fans since that fateful day against Hungary. You're back with Adrian, myself, and DSN, who has a pile of comments to get through here.
It's like too many. We want to get to every single one if we can. I got to as many as possible. Van City Shea, I'm on my way back to Vancouver, hoping Fionn McCool's in Toronto Airport will be showing the game. I've emailed them already. Coy big.
I have a dilemma next week. I'm on annual leave for the week and will be abroad in a uncertain area
for the Tuesday
for consumption of the playoff final,
right?
Which we'll be in.
What part of the world?
You'd like to say where you're?
I
I'll just be abroad.
Are you worried of getting bothered on your holidays?
No, not where I'm going.
You're not that famous, Adrian.
Not where I'm going.
Come on, you'd be grand, like. Where are you going? Can you tell me with your eyes? Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Fuck. You haven't been there in ages.
The cursing, of course, is good to hear. I hear you have this debate every now and then, and one of you falling over the other to deny that you're the worst offenders.
Yeah, I don't mind it on a day like this. There are not too many. Don't take that as a license to continue.
Why do you find it so hard to say you're sorry?
Jesus.
It's clue number 2.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Oh.
Body got real emotional there.
Giving out to you
That
there,
was real intense therapy session.
We could do that. Yeah.
A, B. Okay. VPN, Adrian, is a suggestion there in the comments.
What's what?
A VPN for you.
Right.
Watch abroad, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Catherine Ayre suggests that.
Conor Phelan says after the disastrous Kenny Rain, which I think is slightly harsh, and Heimer would probably disagree with that. It's great to see the country so invested in an Irish football match. That is what this is all about, isn't it? People falling back in love with Irish football.
Yeah. We don't know if we're in love yet again, though, is the thing. I think that's fair enough to say.
I think
we have pins and needles, as our texter said earlier.
We're, what's the word before you fall in love? Infatuated.
Okay.
We're infatuated. That's where we're at. We're not quite
infatuation,
in love.
Is that the sequence?
It's like infatuation is when someone thinks they might be in love, but they're not quite yet.
Infatuation screams more of a stalker, Dara. I'm not going to lie. That's
infatuated. Yeah, you're infatuated by someone is it's unhealthy.
Yeah,
but I could love the idea of you, Adrian.
Dara's like, hang on a second. I need some self-reflection here. Sorry.
I could love the idea of you.
Okay, but not you yourself.
Sorry, right.
The idea of you.
Well, maybe that's where we're at. If we qualify for the World Cup, then I think we're firmly back in love.
Where's Aidan going? Rabba wants to know. Get up on stage.
Good niche reference.
We're showing the game on a cinema screen in the Art Deco cinema in Ballymote, County Sligo. First built in 1947.
Wow.
This is how big this is. Like this is
that's what I'm saying. This
changes everything, doesn't it?
Where are you going to watch the game?
I'm properly at home because we're back in tomorrow morning. Like we got to watch this properly.
Well, I'm in the pub.
Are you back in tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's gonna be all over the place.
Nah, he's gonna be
all over the place.
I kind of just want the pub atmosphere. You know what I mean?
See, I just need to watch it at home. Like.
Yeah, you gotta watch. I gotta watch it properly.
I watched the Hungry game at home. Not that I had FOMO, but I was like, that looked fun. Seeing the videos being posted everywhere, I was like, that looks like.
But that was because the way it materialised.
Yeah,
it's good. We'll have different perspectives in the morning, so it's good.
Exactly.
It works out well.
Yeah.
You know what? I either watch it at home, right, or I'd rather be in the thick of it.
Either at the game or
like
at home.
Properly over there or at home would be my choice.
I'm with you.
Yeah. And what else we got?
I think it was Ross is in our comments saying it's a situationship at the minute between ourselves and the Irish national team. Maybe that's it. Maybe
Michael says smitten. I think that's a far better word than infatuated, Dara, because I'm not going to lie, that had you slightly on the stalker scale there.
No, it didn't until you said it. Drain Bamaged said, I'm genuinely surprised by the excitement and joy in the chat. It's wonderful to see. I've never gotten over that World Cup in 2002. So there's some people that aren't fully back on it just yet.
Well, like we're looking at it like it's us against the world. That's how we're looking at it.
Yeah.
Clue number 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks, Dara.
That was good.
I'm still playing catch up on that one.
Adam O'Neill.
I know the answer.
Yeah.
You know? I know the answer. I think it could have been for the boy.
Yeah.
Adam O'Neill, this is more advice to Matthew, I think. Rocky O'Reilly's have a nice full Irish.
Okay.
I presume in Prague, and that's just not anywhere in the world. They didn't specifically say it's in Prague.
I have to, my hat off respect moment of the day so far goes to Matthew Brennan for being so sprightly. And I know he was saying, Brexit sorted me out and all that, but there was zero indication of, what did he say he was having? Star Pramen?
Star Pramen, yeah.
Like, serious respect.
You wouldn't know. He's been up for an hour before he came on.
I enjoyed our pints over there because they have the Steiner things, you know, the proper glass, you know, those things. They don't do them here. Why do we do that here? You know what I mean? Shane on YouTube saying, what an intro montage, lads, literal goosebumps. To count down the biggest game since November 2017, which we referred to earlier. That montage was brilliant, says Alan.
Yeah. What else have we got here? Yeah, Edward Freeman agrees, Adrian. That lad looks way too healthy for an Irishman who was in Prague last night. He was
well, do you know what? There's just that danger of you go on a 2-day stag, you go away on a 2-day stag do, and everybody says, listen, let's not do the cliched thing of going bonkers on night one and ruining the entire weekend. Grand. Well, I tell you what, we'll go for a couple of quiet pints, we'll have a bite to eat, we'll get home, we'll get tucked up in our beds. There's a load more coming out tomorrow, so we'll stay fresh for them. And that all makes sense until about 4 o'clock in the morning when you're getting beaten over the head with wearing an old German war hat.
Yeah, we must play that by the end of the show to give context to what we're talking about. Morning to OTB team and viewers. Enjoy the match tonight. Ireland will win 1-0. That's probably the one scoreline I don't see happening.
Yeah, I'd probably be with you there.
I think the Czechs will score.
I do think so.
At some point.
I couldn't swear it again, but that's what I kind of think.
Yeah.
Clue number 4.
The Irish King says, I'm in work and I can't think of anything else. Come on, Ireland.
I know, it's difficult, isn't it? You're just sort of...
Well, it's not difficult for us. Like that's
Yeah.
us. We get
Well,
to
it's
talk.
our
We have
job,
the,
I
we have the
suppose, yeah.
privilege to talk about it all morning long
Yeah.
and not be given out to.
Would you stop? The Irish Times front page is about rugby. My God, that's outrageous. I was looking at that for ages.
Play to your base.
What are they talking about?
Will Leinster benefit from the IRFU managing player minutes? I mean, I'm all for the work of John O'Sullivan and the Irish Times at large, generally speaking, but oh my God.
Yeah, not
That's
the time.
unbelievable.
Not the time,
Is that
lads.
definitely today's paper? Yeah, Thursday. My God, my former Wales fullback Williams retires. Munster set for voluntary redundancies, which we would probably be talking about on any other day because that is quite stark, that story.
Stark,
But other
it
than
is.
that, all over the place. And my favourite, like in actual visual this time, is Czechia Orla, the Irish Sun. That's your papers.
Very good.
Love that from the Sun. Few more comments in there. Conor Phelan again. We knew about Parrott for a long time before he was playing under 20s. It's funny with Parrott because a lot of people have written him off. Like Ferguson was the guy for a long time. And, you know, Parrott goes to AZ and obviously kicks on and now he is where he is now. But there was a time where people weren't even thinking about Troy Parrott.
That ship might not have sailed either. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously,
No,
it's
they
very
used to
much
be
a
old.
one-horse race at the minute because of what's going on with Evan Ferguson. But like,
Yeah.
it definitely had shades of Bazunu versus Kelleher for a long period of time where we were entirely
That's another
uncertain
one
as
that's
to.
mad now, isn't it?
Yeah, in hindsight. But at the time, like Bazunu was the man. Actually, if we remember.
Was,
You know?
totally, yeah.
Aaron Connolly was briefly the man, you know. There was it's a hell of a time. We were watching it yesterday. Festi played in that second half against Hungary. You know, it's a lot of people. It's actually a very tough night for these players that aren't around. Out the gap at 3 o'clock here, straight to the pub. Come on, Ireland, says Connor 4-3-3-1. What time is kickoff? Connor Fiedel wants to know. Depends where you are in the world, I suppose. But here it's 7:45 p.m. Here it's 8:45 p.m. local time.
Yeah.
What we got? The
What else
MasterChef
we
final is
got?
on tonight, by the way.
My mates are on the 11:40 flight, which is the last one to Prague, says Dermot Keenan. I presume he means AM. They're not landing there after the game. Are we excited? Are we getting to the point now? Because I know there's a few anxious heads floating around, but is the excitement building?
Oh yeah, I genuinely have been excited about this since Monday. I wasn't thinking a huge amount about it, and then suddenly the week dawned, and I thought, oof, I never thought it was coming around, but here we are, and I'm wishing away the hours between now and kickoff. Definitely got nerves in the pit of my stomach as we speak.
That's beautiful to feel something like that.
Yeah,
you know,
my leg is like going. You know, that sort of a.
I can see it physically. I can see it shaking over
How
there.
lucky are we? How lucky are we? You know,
Shaking with joy. Don't worry, there's fixes for that now. What time?